All right. Shoo. Shoo, everybody. Yes, it's Fierce Truth Seeker, the Red Road East. Yeah, we have looks like 2 people in, and I am just waiting for Firebird to come in. Give me 1 second. Let me see how she's doing. I sent the link. Let's see here. Yeah, we're gonna get into some good history today. And we are going to talk about the horse in ancient America. Okay. And we are going to also put a coffin in Darwinism. Okay. 1 second.
Trying to go in the studio now.
Okay. Yeah, I sent that. Yeah, because I sent it like this is about like the third time I sent it.
Oh, wow.
Mm.
No, that's old. Let me see. Let me go. Okay, try to go into one of your old ones.
No, I just
I don't know if it'll work.
no, it won't work. You got to have the current link. You might have to refresh the email. Um,
Yeah, try it.
yeah, I'm live now.
Well, pray.
Let me know if you got, because I can send it again if you need.
Try to send it again.
All right, I'll send
And
it again.
I'll try to shut it down and come back in.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm just waiting for Firebird to come in. She's having a little bit of technical difficulties, and I'm just resending her this link so that she can come in. So bear with me. Don't go anywhere because we're not going to be long today. I'm going to cap it at 45 minutes. I'm going to really hold to that, okay, because I have so many things to do. So let's see, 45 minutes from now is, let's see, it's 3:21. Okay. So we're talking about like a little bit after 6. I'm a little bit after 6. I'm bugging. A little bit after 4. Okay. So I'll say we'll cap it at about like 4:05, 4:10, something like that. Okay. So let's see. Is she in yet? Let me look backstage to see if she is in. I don't know. For some reason, she's having a lot of technical difficulties. Is there anyone that's in the chat who was in the live earlier today that we did on Native Voices Turtle Island? If so, just put a 1 up so that I can know that you're here. Because I know I did tell y'all to come over. In the meantime, I'm going to pull up a document. Give me 1 second. Let's see here. Give me 1 second. Oh, why is this doing this? Give me 1 second. Don't go anywhere. I'm going to get rid of this here. Hide. Okay. All right. Let me see. Well, Firebird's not in right now, but I'm going to move forward with the presentation. Okay. So we want to talk about the horse. So they will have you to believe that the horse was brought over here, okay, by the Spanish, and we didn't have any connection to the horse and this, that, and the other. And this is the typical narrative that we were given. Okay, oh, I see. Okay, hey, cuz, how you doing? Yeah, our NASA is in the building, and yeah, she was in on the live just about an hour ago. Okay, and our NASA, I did. Oh wait, hold on. This is Firebird here. She'll. Oh, from the phone. You have another email that I could send it to? That's it? Just that one? Mm, really? Nothing from me in your email. Yeah, it might be the browser. Could be the browser. Bear with me, everyone in YouTube land. We're trying to get Firebird in. She's been having technical difficulties today. Uh, it's not there. And I just sent it again. Yeah. Okay. Um, so you're gonna do it through your phone? Talk through the phone? Okay. All right, man. Okay, so we'll do it like that. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna put you on speaker. Yeah, so as I was saying, yeah, Awanasa, I got your emails and your texts, so I didn't forget about you. I didn't get a chance to reply yet because I've been so busy with a whole lot of everything, but I will be hitting you back pretty soon. So I don't want you to think that I was just neglecting getting back to you. It's a thousand things on the plate right now. But I have Firebird. She's going to be, you won't see her face, but you will hear her voice. Okay. So let me get this here. I'm going to hook up the phone so that you can hear her through the phone. Okay. So, anyway, as I was saying, so we had the horse here. Okay. And all they did was reintroduce the horse. Okay. But we had it here. All right. And I don't want you to take my word for it. Yeah, I don't want you to take my word for it. I like to produce receipts. And I will also let Firebird weigh in on that too before I produce the documentation for you. Firebird,
Yes.
you want to weigh in on that with the horse?
About the horse?
Yeah. Hold on. Let's do hold on, Firebird. Let's do a sound check first. Those who are in YouTube land, let me know how Firebird's voice is being heard. Let me know if you're hearing her clearly. Firebird, let's do a sound check.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Can y'all hear her in YouTube land?
Hello?
Yeah, if y'all can hear her, just put a thumbs up or a one.
I'm trying to watch your show on I see you. The
Okay.
horse ancient. Yeah, I'm on here with you.
Okay, so they said that I got a thumbs up that said that they can hear you. Okay, so they said that I got a thumbs up. The only thing is that we're getting feedback from you, Firebird. They said that I got a thumbs up. The only thing Firebird. Is that we're getting feedback from you, Firebird.
I'm trying to turn my phone down.
I got a thumbs up. The only thing is that we're getting feedback from you, Firebird. Yeah, you you're gonna have to, yeah, you're gonna have to come out of that. Yeah, so she's having some technical difficulties there, but anyway, let's let's proceed. So I'm gonna pull up a document here. Let me share screen. I'm gonna share the screen so y'all can see this document because I want to stick with the timeline. Share screen, share screen. Okay, let's see which document here. Give me 1 second. I'm pulling up the document. Where is it? Bear with me. I'm pulling up a document here. Okay, let's see. Is this it? Hold on. Yeah, I just had this document queued up. I don't know what happened, but anyway, I got it here. Okay, and I want to share this one right here. Okay. Okay. Share screen, window, share screen, share screen. Okay, let's see here. Let's see. Okay, y'all should be able to see this document.
Hello, Moto.
Yes, Firebird. Firebird. Hello, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, you're gonna have to turn off the you can't look at the show and be on the phone at the same time because it's presenting a lot of feedback.
Turn the show off.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, you still getting the feedback?
Yeah, yeah. As long as you have the show playing, it's gonna give feedback.
Oh, okay. All right. Hello.
Yeah, okay, I'm gonna put you on speakerphone.
All right.
Okay, so yeah, so as I was saying, this is so anyway, Firebird, did you want to before I go into this document, did you want to talk about the horse?
As far as I know, the horse has been here forever. You know, the white man's books. They tell us their history, everything from their perspective, everything to build their story up. You know, I mean, they didn't even travel to certain parts of the countries to know if horses were there or not. You know, and it's just a shame that they lied to so many people. You know, maybe where they were, there weren't any horses, a few horses. but that doesn't cover the whole spectrum of Turtle Island. You know,
Exactly.
uh, someone was talking about a certain word used for all Native Americans today. I've never heard of the term at all, but he said all natives use that word. You know, and I like to know where all these stories come from that leave out so much history or add history. It's just a darn shame, you know. But the Plains Indians were doing quite fine before all these stories came about.
Yeah, exactly.
Try to still send that thing to me as well. I'll try it again, but keep trying. But they make up and they add, or they tell only from a point where they're at, and make it all the history of Turtle Island. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying?
Exactly. Yeah. And then, that's what happens, when you just take information and run with it.
And run with it.
Yeah.
And people believe everything. They say that horses came here in 1519, and maybe they're horses.
Exactly. Exactly.
But what areas did they cover?
True.
I mean, they're still discovering animals that are ancient that we don't all know about.
Exactly. Exactly.
So I'm glad that you are trying to clear it up and share your findings as well on this matter, because their story is not our story. And until someone shares the truth, these history books will keep repeating the false.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. So I want to get into this document here now. And this is a document from Indian Country Today. And this article is by Yvette Running Horse Collins. Okay. It says here, yes, world. There were horses in native culture before the settlers came. Yvette Running Horse Collins' recent dissertation, Historical Documents and Oral Histories, present a compelling new story of the horse in the Americas. Yvette Running Horse Collins's recent dissertation may have rewritten every history book on the shelf. they have they may have to rewrite all the history books on the shelf. A Lakota Nakota Cheyenne scholar, Colin worked within the University of Alaska Fairbanks's Indigenous Studies program to synthesize fossil evidence, historical documents, and oral history to present a compelling new story of the horse in the Americas. The horse was here well before the settlers. We have calmly known we've always had the horse way before the settlers came. The Spanish never came through our area, so there's no way they could have introduced them to us, reads one quote from a Blackfoot study participant in Collins's doctoral study. Columbus didn't introduce them. The original theory accepted by the Western world was that there were no horses in the Americas prior to Columbus's arrival in 1492. The Western world concluded that all horses of Native American peoples were therefore descendants of horses brought from overseas. This theory was forced to change, however, after paleontology pioneer Joseph Leidy discovered horse skeletons embedded in American soil in the 1830s. They were dated to be the oldest of any found in the world. According to Collins's dissertation, the American scientific community was outraged and questioned his findings. Ultimately, they were forced to accept the evidence he provided. Okay, now here, if you can see on the screen, and this is coming from the article, there's a clay horse figure, okay, and it's from Columbus Museum of Arts and Sciences, photographed by Frank T. Schnell. And this is a photograph of pre-Columbian, before AD 1500, horse statuette. Okay, it says at this point, the narrative shifted to say that horses originated in the Americas, but were later completely extinguished due to the last ice age period, roughly 13,000 to 11,000 years ago. You wanted to say something, Firebird?
No. I was just thinking out loud.
Oh, okay. Thus, the Spanish were still believed at that time to have reintroduced the horse to the Americas in the late 1400s. Okay. Collins's work disproves Spanish introduction of the horse to native people. But on account of Collins's work, the theory is being beckoned to change once again to say that Native Americans always had a sustained relationship with the horse. In the dissertation, Collins compiles a list of fossil and DNA evidence which dates after this supposed extinction period. Okay, and here is another picture here. Hold on, let me click this ad off of here if I can. Okay, it says here, split wig figurine from Stanton's Cave, photo from Arizona Museum. The wonderful thing is that we now have Western technology that can provide very accurate dates, said Colin in a recent interview. Many studies show that these horses were present after the very same ice age that supposedly wiped them all out. So, the most compelling data to support the native narrative is actually from a lot of the Western scientific measurements that are coming out. Colin didn't stop there, however. She also drew from recorded observations in the diaries and maps created by explorers such as Sir Francis Drake, Sebastian Cabot, and other early Spanish conquistadors. Colin points to the first recorded sighting of horses with native peoples in the Carolinas. And here,
I'm in the studio.
What's that?
I'm in the studio.
Oh, you're in the studio. Okay. Let me get you in here.
Taking me my other email.
Okay, you're in the studio now.
Okay. Hi, everyone.
All right.
Technology is a bee.
So this is a horseman petroglyph at Alto de Petis, Peru.
No.
Okay, you can see that. Okay. And it says here Columbus brought the first Spanish horse to the Caribbean in 1493, remarks Colin. The first documented arrival of horses on the mainland near what we now call Mexico City was in 1519. The Spanish took meticulous records of every mare and stallion. The first recorded sighting of native people with horses, however, was in 1521, and that was in the Carolinas. No Spanish horses were recorded as missing during this period. There was no way Spanish horses could have made it through the dense forests and swampland to the Carolinas and repopulated in just 2 years. And here they have a representation of a Mayan horse,
Bingo.
of a horse in of a horse in a Mayan temple. Like you say, bingo. you know, bingo. Body bag. you know, and so let me continue on. Wait, hold on 1 second. Give me 1 second here. And if you want to talk while I'm doing this here, Fiber, you can.
I'm just enjoying the picture. Just spoke of that history.
yeah.
Our brother, the Paleface, has done much damage over the years.
A lot of damage.
You know, it's funny how life is controlled by ego.
Yeah.
Instead of fact.
Exactly. Exactly. Straight up ego. Straight up ego.
Amazing. Okay. Can you repeat what you just said? Oh, these are Mayan temple.
Yeah, this is from this right here is from a Mayan temple.
Tell everybody to say hi. They just said hi to me. Sorry, I'm tardy.
Yeah, those technical difficulties.
No, I had reset my my Chromebook, and it kind of like made me start all over again with everything,
Oh yeah.
So I'm working out the bugs.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Thanks for being patient, everyone, and holding up Fierce Truth Seekers knowledge.
Okay, I just wanted to drop I just wanted to drop this link here in the chat while we're speaking. And if anybody is generous enough to leave a donation, I'm leaving the link here in the chat. So let's see here. Anyway, let me get back to the article. So this is a representation of a horse in the Mayan temple, in a Mayan temple. Okay. And it says here, Colin also drew from interviews with American Indian study participants from several different nations. Every indigenous community that was interviewed reported having horses prior to European arrival. And each community had a traditional creation story explaining the sacred place of the horse within their societies. I didn't expect that, says Collins. If you lay out a map, these nations are all over the place. These communities do not speak the same language, share the same culture or the same geographical areas. Yet, their oral histories were all completely aligned. They each shared when the horse was gifted to them by the Creator, that the acquisition was spiritual in nature and that they did not receive the horse from the Europeans. Ooh. Horse history was purposely distorted. The dissertation posits that the discrepancy between Spanish reintroduction between the Spanish reintroduction theory and the story reflected by current evidence has to do with a cultural bias that is still present within Western academia. Collin theorizes that because horses were a symbol of status and civilization in Spain during that time, and because conquerors needed to illustrate that to illustrate the native people as savage and uncivilized to justify their conquest to the Queen of Spain. The truth about the relationship between native peoples and the horse was purposefully distorted. That's why I was saying in one of the previous lectures when we were talking about Moors and Indians, and someone made the comment in the chat about we're not Moors, we're not seafarers and things like that. That's why I was saying you have to be careful with saying things like that, because these are things that they used against us to say that we are not and were not civilized. Okay. Things like when you talk about seafaring, that's one of the reasons why they say we were not, didn't contribute to being bringers of civilization, because we were never a seafaring race of people and never engaged in trade internationally or anything of that nature. Okay. And that is totally false. And I'm also going to go more in depth when I do, I'm going to go more in depth on that topic when I do the next lecture on Moors and Indians, friends or enemies. Okay. But anyway, let's go back to the article. I just wanted to throw that in because, as she says here, it's cultural bias in academia, in Western academia, because it that the horses were considered a symbol of status and civilization in Spain during that time. And because the conquerors needed to illustrate that native people were savage and uncivilized to justify their conquest to the Queen of Spain, the truth about the relationship between native peoples and the horse was purposefully distorted. When Columbus came, the Spanish had just finished an 800-year war with Muslims, Collins cited. Queen Isabella gathered every horse in the vicinity, and those horses became part of her army. With that horsepower, she was able to conquer the Muslims. So the horse was incredibly valuable. You'll find paintings of her on these beautiful palominos. The horse was very much connected with nobility, power, and the concept of civilization for these people. For this reason, she posits in through an intercultural translation lens that the history of the relationship between the indigenous peoples of the Americas and their horses was covered up and rewritten. And this is her right here. This is the author. of the article.
She opened up a whole can of worms, right?
Yeah, yeah. And the information's been out there because I have definitely come across it in my research throughout the years. But I like how she went really in depth and going out in the field and really covering from many different bases for her work, her in her dissertation. Okay. Says in a recent interview, Colin gave greater insight into the political and cultural nature of science. In April 2017, mastodon bones with designs carved by human hands were dated. So here we go now. Now this is the body bag, and this is going to throw a serious monkey wrench in those of you who are evolutionists and Darwinists out there. This is going to throw a whole monkey wrench in your whole ideology. I call it one of the nails in the coffin of Darwinism. And in my book, I actually bring about the death of Darwinism. Okay, we're not going to get too in depth on that because I want to save that for the book. But yes, I put the final nail in the coffin with Darwinism. But anyway, so she says here, mastodon bones with designs carved by human hands were dated in San Diego, showing human presence in the area as long as 130,000 years ago. This scientific dating is drastically different than the dates previously given by Western academia regarding how long indigenous peoples have existed in the Americas. Such dates only went as far back as 10,000 to 15,000 years at most, explained Colin. And of course, we know that it's even more than that because they had the pygmy skulls in Tennessee that were even older than that. Okay. But it says again, and then there's other bones that were found even older than that too. But anyway, I'll talk about all that in my book. Anyway, again, many Western scientists expressed initial disbelief and even outrage with this new evidence. Collins finds a parallel between the reaction to these new Western findings and that of the fossil evidence showing horses were always in the Americas. And she says, quote, what they are trying to do is shorten the length of time that we were here to make us not as critical to this place. They say native people came over the land bridge. Why? Why are they making us as having been from somewhere else? Why couldn't we have been here? That's the number one. That's number one. Number two is that Europeans are still credited for bringing the horses and introducing them to native people. What does that mean? They are telling us over and over again that anything they consider to be of value in our cultures is still derivative of theirs.
Exactly.
The Sacred Way Sanctuary. Colin currently takes care of 100 horses she claims to be descendants of the ancient horse of the Americas. Some have manes that grow down to the ground. Some have stripes on their legs. Some have spots all over. Some are much smaller than most horses. Some have curly hair. And here's some of the one of the horses here. You see that long mane. Here's another one here. That one there looks like buffalo hair.
Yep.
Wow.
They were dropped off, according to history, to the Virgin Islands first, which is a part of North America. So
Mm-hmm.
you see how the stories can be twisted.
Yeah. Her hope is to find more caretakers for these horses and create a movement of indigenous horse culture revitalization. Collins says, according to her ancestors' ways, she refuses to sell her horses but gifts them to people who are interested in them for ceremonial and healing purposes and are willing to care for them according to her cultural traditions. And that's why I was saying earlier when we were on the previous live on your show that it was interesting that we had Hondo on there, who is also one of the quote unquote black cowboys.
Yeah.
You know, we were talking about the horse and stuff like that, because I was like, wow, that's the show that we're getting ready to do today. Yeah. And so here's some more of those horses. Collins seeks to inspire more research to illuminate the truth behind what the government has labeled as feral, so that wild horses can be protected by the Indigenous Species Act. Currently, they are being run down and mass slaughtered if they are in the way of certain commercial projects. That's a shame. You have you have whole horse populations that are so run ragged, so stressed out by the helicopters and the constant running from the government, states Colin. Then, if you take a closer look, this land that the horses are on is the same land from which corporations are trying to extract resources or water. So they're just moving them around, taking away their homeland and their ability to have any habitat that's at all livable. Nobody can be healthy when you run them that hard and make no place for them. They're going to get sick, right?
All right.
Ultimately, Collins's dissertation is a groundbreaking piece of comprehensive research employing a blend of both Western and indigenous research methodologies that will lay a firm foundation for further research. Okay. And Collins's horse programs, ways to visit her museum on the indigenous horse, and the dissertation itself can be found at her website, and they leave it here, sacredwaysanctuary.org. X that out and get that off of the screen.
Awesome information.
Yeah.
Great job done.
Yeah. So, you know, you have to take everything that these people say with a grain of salt, you know, and sea salt at that, pink salt, Himalayan salt. No, I'm just being silly. You know, it's like, you know, they just constantly lie to maintain white supremacy.
Superiority.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So that also throws a monkey wrench in their Darwinistic model. Okay, because they say that all life began in Africa. Okay, coming from primates, things of that nature.
Oh my God, you're funny. I'm answering you you back. The best I can. Yo, bro.
So what I want to do is pull up another article here so that we could see what their timeline is in terms of leaving Africa and things of that nature, so that we cover this thing.
Do
And
primates like yogurt?
I heard they like bananas.
I like vanilla yogurt.
They might like yogurt.
I'm a yogurt freak. That's my new middle name.
You know,
Oh,
and I'm gonna share the screen again. And let's
you
see.
like my backdrop still, right?
Oh yeah, I love it. I love it.
I decided to keep it for the day.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you talk about that too before we go off, because I know you did talk about that on your show today. And I'm gonna urge anyone who is on this show here now to take a look at Firebird's show that we did earlier before we went live on the Red Road East here. Okay.
Hondo Whispering Bull.
Yeah, that is our sister station of the Red Road East. Okay, that's Firebird Grey Wolf's show. It's Native Voices Turtle Island TV. Okay, and her show is, my show is East Coast. Her show is the whole of Turtle Island. Okay, let me take that back. My show is East Coast in the Caribbean. I'm sorry, East Coast in the Caribbean. Hers is Pan America. Okay, and heavy emphasis on culture. You know, ours is everything: culture, all of that, the whole nine, culture, history, the whole nine, spirituality, you know, and hers is too, you know, emphasis on all aspects, you know. But anyway, so now this is giving you, I want to give y'all timeline here so that we can put everything in perspective. Okay. Wait a minute. Is this the article? Let me see. Give me 1 second. Let me just see if this is the same article. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. You can talk in the meantime, Fiber.
No, just enjoyed today's show and you co-hosting and asking questions and his response about being a two-spirit and a black cowboy. And we were speaking on, you know, that's another myth that Europeans started, that they were the first cowboys. And that's not completely true. Even the name boy on there, a cowboy, gives you a little hint.
Exactly.
You know, they had, melanated people doing most of the cow herding and horse roundups and cleaning the barns and all of that. And now it's John Wayne, the great cowboy myth. You know,
Elvis was a hero to most, but he never meant shit to me. The straight out racist, the sucker was simple and plain. Mother, him and John Wayne, cause I'm black and I'm proud.
oh, don't let John Wayne hear that wherever he is.
Those of you who are old enough, y'all, to remember that line from Public Enemy.
A little footnote of history. Chuck D's mother, we used to hang out together, and they are Cherokee. Uh, she was very proud of her indigenous heritage. So that's another celebrity that has indigenous blood that they definitely know of. She would come to the powwows and um, meetings, and I guess they had a language circle. I visited sometimes, and she called herself Black Butterfly back then. She was very proud of the history, and it was amazing thing. She was so humble, very humble. I had no idea that that was her son until much later. She was so modest and sweet. She always wanted to hang with me, and I wouldn't hang. I
Wow.
mean, I would hang in the circle with her and everything, but I'm kind of a what you call it, lone star. And I found out that that was his mom and made the whole connection. I'm like, wow, what a wonderful person she was. You know, very
Hmm.
humble and not a clue, not stuck up, not conceited that her son was this big celebrity.
Wow. Yeah, I remember you back in the days. You were telling me that about her.
Yeah, very sweet. Her name is Judy. I hope she's still here on this plane. I would love to see her again, and say, darn, I missed my opportunity. But we did socialize in a circle together. So, that was nice. That was nice.
Hmm.
I I'm kind of like a gray wolf, lone wolf. Well, a lot of people are dancing, and I love to dance. I'm like, studying and maintaining my history.
Hmm.
That was, more important to me as a person, more so than wearing regalia. Because
Hmm.
even in Germany, they wear our regalia.
Right.
So my
Right.
point means that wearing regalia doesn't necessarily make you native. It's your spirit and your willingness to know who you are, study who you are, teach who you are, share who you are, honor who you are.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna pull up this document now. One second. Sharing the screen.
Mm.
Window. Share. Okay. Yeah. So what I want to do is share this article here, and this is from National Geographic. Okay. Oh, is it still sharing?
My friend from Shinnecock said, duh, they lie about everything.
Yeah, you're right about that. You are right about that. They lie about
He said, duh.
everything. I'm here to tell you, you know, they lie about everything. Yeah.
So if
Okay.
I go missing, you know what happened.
Yeah. So this is from National Geographic, and it's entitled In Their Footsteps: Human Migration Out of Africa. Okay, and this is just to give some context to the conversation, okay, in terms of timeline and everything. Paul Salopek is an award-winning journalist and National Geographic explorer who is following the footsteps of our ancestors out of Africa. As he walks, Salopek is documenting the places he travels, the people he meets, and telling the stories of our human history from the earliest humans to our more recent past. Okay, and this is a picture here of Salopek and his Ethiopian guide, Ahmed Alima Hassan, leaving the village of Bauri in the Afar region of northwestern Ethiopia. Paul Salopek is an award-winning journalist and National Geographic explorer. He is also a walker, and he is on a very long walk, one that will last at least 10 years. On some of our human, no, not on, one, some of our human ancestors took about 60,000 years ago by some estimates. In 2013, Paul Salopek set out to walk the path some of our ancestors walked when they migrated out of Africa. He has named his expedition the Out of Eden Walk. His route will take him will take him from Ethiopia to the Middle East through Central and Southeast Asia and across China. The land bridge our ancestors used to cross from Asia to North America has long since disappeared. So Salopek will take a ship across the Pacific Ocean. He will then walk through the west coast of the United States and Mexico. He will cross Central America to South America and walk along its western coast to Tierra del Fuego, the southernmost tip of the continent. Just as some of our ancestors did, Salopek will travel mostly along the outside edges of the continents near oceans and seas. As he walks, Salopek is documenting the places he travels and the people he meets. Salopek is also telling the stories of our human history, from the earliest humans to our more recent past. Some of the places he has walked through have clues that can help us understand early humans and our even earlier hominid ancestors. In the beginning, Salopek chose Herto Bauri, Ethiopia, for the starting point of the Out of Eden Walk. This desert site is a good place to start retracing the steps of early humans. It is a location of the 160,000-year-old Herto man fossil. Herto man is thought by many scientists to be the oldest fully recognizable modern human ever found. It is one of the paths believed to have been taken by some of our early ancestors out of Africa to Europe and Asia. Fossil evidence shows that these early humans made crude stone tools. They also possibly had rituals for their dead. Ertoman is proof that modern humans, Homo sapiens, lived in Africa at least 160,000 years ago, and they seem to have stayed there for a long time. Though it is unclear when some modern humans left Africa, evidence shows that these modern humans did not leave Africa until between 60,000 and 90,000 years ago. Most likely, a change in climate helped to push them out. Experts suggest that droughts in Africa led to starvation, and humans were driven to near extinction before they ever had a chance to explore the world. A climate shift and greening in the Middle East probably helped to draw the first humans out of Africa. And I'm going to stop there. I just wanted to give a timeline because they say, and this is according to their Darwinistic model, that Homo sapiens did not leave Africa until between 60,000 to 90,000 years ago. Now, let me stop sharing. So, with this information, just to give y'all some context, we already see that that's been debunked. Okay, because in the previous article that I just read, we saw that you had horses here in the Americas. Okay, some even with designs on them and stuff. Okay, going back, they show evidence of human habitation 130,000 years. Okay, so that just totally debunks that whole Darwinistic model in and of itself. Okay, and there's much more evidence that I have that goes back even further than that 130,000 years. Okay, because they found evidence of footprints, human footprints found in Bolivia. Okay, and this was going back, I think it was how many, some odd millions of years ago. Let me pull that up. Give me 1 second. I know I have that in my records here because I talk about that in the book. Give me 1 second here. And you can talk while I'm pulling this up, Firebird. Okay, so I'm going to read this document here. And this is a document from Forbidden Archaeologist magazine. Okay, I had posted this up on Facebook about 10 years ago or something like that. Let's see. It says here, and this is based on the findings of Michael Cremo. On May 29th, 2008, the Bolivian Agency of Information, ABI, published a report that gave some important details about the discovery. These details were announced by researchers at, wait a minute, hold on 1 second. Researchers at a press conference held at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in La Paz, Bolivia. Thus far, I have learned the following. The footprints were originally discovered by villagers near Lake Titicaca. They called them footprints of the Incas. A woman named Fanny Pimentel, described as a consultancy worker, took photographs of the prints and gave them to researchers. Researcher Jorge Miranda, I'm sorry, Jorge Maranata said one of the footprints is 29.5 centimeters long, and which is about 11.6 inches long, and could have belonged to a human being 1.7 meters or 5.6 feet tall, weighing
Wow.
about 70 kilograms, which is 154 pounds. According to the researchers, the footprints were found in a Miocene formation about 10 to 15 million years old. The Miocene extends from about 5 million to 20 million years ago. Initial reports, if the initial reports hold up, the Bolivian footprints are a significant addition to our understanding of the antiquity of the modern human species. According to most scientists today, humans like us came into existence about 150,000 years ago in Africa, having evolved from more primitive ape like ancestors. The Bolivian evidence joins a larger body of contrary evidence showing that humans like us have, in fact, existed for far larger periods of time. We have to keep in mind also that most scientists now believe that humans like us did not leave Africa until about 60,000 years ago, like we just said, and that modern humans first entered the Americas about 15,000 years ago. So the evidence from Bolivia not only contradicts mainstream scientific ideas about the origin of the human species, but also contradicts current mainstream ideas about the peopling of the Americas.
Mm.
The Bolivian footprints join a larger body of evidence showing that humans have existed in the Americas for many millions of years. I will give some examples. Detailed discussions can be found in my book, Forbidden Archaeology. The oldest Native American evidence goes back hundreds of millions of years. Scientific American 1852 reported that a beautiful metal vase in was found 15 feet deep in solid rock as workmen were excavating a foundation for a building near Dorchester, Massachusetts. According to modern geologists, the age of the formation in which the object was found was about 600 million years.
Oops.
So
Oops.
that just tramples and stampedes
Oops.
all on your Darwinism and
They
how
lie about
theory
everything.
just tramples on it. Okay? Tramples on it. And there's even more evidence than that. There's a whole lot more evidence than that. But we are an ancient people here in the Americas, and they're hiding a lot of stuff. Trust me, these anthropologists tell you what they want you to know. They cover up a lot,
Yeah.
you know. Even I mean, they lie about everything, you
Yeah.
know. They lie about human migrations, you know. They lie about just about everything. They tell you east is
Oh.
west and west is east, and you know, They tell you Africa was over there when Africa was over here.
Jesus
You know?
Christ was white with blue eyes.
Yeah, you know.
Not offending any Christian, but it is what it is.
Yeah, you know. They tell you that, you know, uh, 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 they tell you that, you know, the old world is over there and the new world is here, when the old world is here and the new world is there. You know, they tell you that they brought this language and that language from over there and brought it over here. When we brought it over there, they stole it from us and then reintroduced
And Mary had a
it
little
here.
lamb. The sheep was white as snow.
They
And everywhere
reintroduced
that
it
Mary
here,
went, the lamb was sure
and
to go.
then after they reintroduced it, you know, they said that it was brought from over there, you know, and when in reality, you know, you find all of those things over here. You know, there's much that they lie about, you know, and another subject for another
It
time.
goes back real far, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah. You know, we'll cover some of that stuff. I cover all that stuff in the book anyway, but, you know, we'll cover some of that stuff in the future presentations. But, you know, on that note, you know, that's we're gonna pretty much close it. How long have we been going, Firebird?
1 hour, 17 minutes, 37 seconds.
And I said we were just gonna go for 45 minutes.
We
It's
do
really
it
hard.
every time. It's
It's
so
really
much
hard to keep
knowledge
that
out there.
timeline. Yeah, it's really hard to keep.
My
You
show
know.
was only supposed to be a half an hour today, also.
Yeah.
But when you start talking and teaching, you just have so much to say or share or learn.
Exactly. 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 And I wanna, before we close out, I wanna look in the comment section and see who we have here. We have Awanasa. All
She's
right.
one. She's one smart cookie.
Oh yeah, for sure. And we got PNF, Lord of the Crickets. All right. PNF. Yeah. I think let me put up let me put up
I'll be on that train in 7 days.
yeah. Okay, I went out. So the classic squash blossom necklace has a horseshoe-like pendant at the bottom called the Naja. Yeah, yeah, the Naja.
Oh.
PNF, Lord of the Crickets. Yeah, PNF has a channel, so you know, or whoever's in the chat, support that channel as well. He dropped some good information on his show as well. He says that is amazing. This debunks the European brought horses to America. Yep, indeed, indeed. Yep. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And again, if anyone is generous enough to leave a donation, I have the link in the chat. And let's see, that's pretty much it. You know, we went over today. Oh, we have Nathaniel Turner. He's just joining us. He was in the last show on that live as well. And yeah, he says, I learned something new. I did not know that the horses were here in ancient times. I know that in some indigenous languages, the horses are called big dog or deer. Interesting. Okay. I didn't know that. Yeah. And yeah, anything else you wanted to share, Firebird, before we close
No,
out?
I'm just how far back the lies go, how far back a trend goes. It just amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. I know. It is amazing. It is amazing.
And
And
how when they start these institutions, they already have it in mind to lie, or if they're not lying, they're not researching their own findings, or that's why I said we have to get together and have our own private institutions. They make accreditation quite rigid, and that's so that they stay in control. But it can be done. I
mm-hmm.
mean, the Jewish people have their institutions of learning, and I don't want to say like black colleges or white colleges. They still have standards that they go by or have to go by.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to kind of find a way to have our own um, private institutions where some type of certificate, diploma, or whatever can be given.
Exactly. Yes, like you say, they just, we have to create our own because like I said, they like before, they lie to you. They tell you east is west, north is south. They tell you they tell you that Egypt was over somewhere in the east when Egypt was over here, Atlantis was
And, and,
Atlantis was here.
and what's that new name that you told me that all indigenous people call themselves?
Oh, I'll deal with that in another show. That's another topic for another time.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. Uh, yeah, another topic for another
Oh
time.
my God.
Yeah. And
A new one on me. But I like to debate the person.
yeah, they tell us, there are all these places or somewhere else. They tell you Canaan was way over in the Middle East somewhere and it was right over here, you know. All of these things, all of these secrets, these
Hidden his,
anthropologists,
hidden histories in America. I
the
think we
hidden
were
histories in
we were
America.
the first. I think we were the first two people that used the word debunk.
Yeah, yeah.
When we put that out almost 20 years ago, now everybody's like
Yeah,
running with it.
yeah, exactly.
Like I said
Exactly.
before, once that was written, they thought that we were allies,
Yeah.
and found out we weren't.
Yeah, we
And
did
they
that a
started writing
long
over
time
your
ago.
videos and looking for me in powwows. And
They took some of those videos down from
yeah,
YouTube.
I put up Black Indians debunk, and they got all excited when they found out it meant the opposite. And ever since then, it's debunk this and debunk that.
Exactly.
We've been
Exactly.
debunking forever.
Forever. You're right. Right. Yeah.
I told my Shinnecock friend, I said, if they come looking for us, you know who did it.
They come looking for me. I got something for them.
I know, but
Come
you
if
know
you
what I
want. I got something for you. I got something for you.
mean.
Yeah.
I tell you, it's something else,
Mm-hmm.
because money will be lost. And they're not trying to lose any money.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yep, debunk, debunk, debunk.
It is whatever it is. What it is. You lose
And
money.
does
That's your problem.
does the bunk go with boom bap?
Boom bap. Oh yeah. That's another one. Hold on. Let me get it for you. Let me get it for you.
Oh God, I have to laugh at myself.
Let me get it for somebody in the comment
Boom bap,
section. They were listening to the native drumming, and they say that's not our culture. That's not our music. That mongoloid stuff. That's not our culture. Our culture is, our music goes. It's the heartbeat, and it goes boom bap. Okay, so now
I'm dead. I'm dead.
I'm gonna do it again. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna get it out. Here's a stethoscope. Okay, I'm gonna put it on my arm. I'm gonna put it on my arm. Okay. All right. And I'm gonna take the stethoscope now. So I could do it today. I had the fez on the other time, so I couldn't put this on. All right. So I'm gonna take the stethoscope. Okay, as you can see, I'm listening. I'm listening through a stethoscope. I don't hear a boom bap yet.
If you do, you're dead.
I hear a, not a boom bap. I don't hear a boom or a bap. Nope. Some idiot said I was
Boom bap, boom bap, bap.
Our drumming is the heartbeat. It's the boom bap. I don't hear.
What's that Siberian throat choking? He said throat choking.
No, they said that chanting that y'all are doing, it's Siberian throat singing.
Oh, not throat choking, huh?
Hold on, let me see if I can pull that up. Hold on, I'm gonna pull up the Siberian throat singer. Give me 1
throat
second.
choking to the boom bap. Is that anything like a boom box? Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
You can talk, Firebird. I'm just pulling this up.
I've been talking and joking. Oh,
yeah, while I'm pulling this up, this way people are dropping
Nathaniel Turner, don't mind me, dear. We like to have fun too, because some of the things that come out of some people's mouths are, what's the word, fierce? Funnier than funnier than fiction, and they're very serious, kind of scary. No. No.
Anyway, I'm not gonna pull it up because it's gonna take. I don't want the people to drop off. There's three people watching now. So anyway, we're gonna close out, and that's it for today. And yeah, I thank everyone for supporting. Yeah, thanks for your support, Nathaniel Turner. Turner, yeah, Turner Tunica. That name is actually indigenous. She says, "I love the facial tattoo. Much respect."
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you so much, Nathan. Nathaniel, I'm sorry, Nathaniel. Thank you. It's Cherokee traditional tattoo.
Okay. So on that note, everyone, we're gonna sign off, and I appreciate your coming in and joining us today. All right. And till the next time, do da da ga ha e.
Donada Kahani, Ganigido. No.